Now, we've talked about all of the pieces in the admissions pie. All of you prospective students and you parents out there are wondering, well, when can I actually apply? How can I do it? What do I do? We'd recommend any of you, no matter your age or your grade in high school, to go to besmart.com, besmart.com, named after one of President Hinckley's 6 Bs, where you can access the sample application for admissions to any of the church schools. There are several parts to the BYU admissions application at besmart.com. I want to point out 2. Part 6. Part 6 is our way of gleaning all of that involvement outside the classroom, your extracurricular activities and so forth. A couple of recommendations on Part 6. Be extremely thorough. We're caught off guard by the number of students who don't fully complete that form. The committee will only know about your involvement outside the classroom if you were honest and thorough. It's not a time to be humble pie. Pull mom and dad in. Make sure you're honest and frank and thorough with that piece. It's how the committee will learn about everything you've done on the extracurricular side. Within that piece itself, we'll learn about your talents and your accomplishments, your service hours. So be sure that you're thorough and honest with everything you've done outside the classroom. It can make a real difference in that admissions decision potentially. Now, Part 7. Part 7 is where we ask you to answer certain essay questions. Be sure to distinguish yourself. You saw the latest admitted class and some of the things that those students had done. Be sure that the things you're answering in those essays are those that might set you apart among the BYU applicants and not be just another run-of-the-mill activity that so many have done. Though those are wonderful and noble, among the BYU applicant pool, it would not distinguish yourself as much. Follow instructions on Part 7 too. We're caught off guard by the number of students who might not follow the instructions on what essay questions to answer and how many of them to answer. So be sure to follow those instructions, distinguish yourself, and tell us everything we should know that we may not have captured otherwise in the application. We've talked admissions. We've told you all the pieces in that admissions pie. Some of you are wondering, boy, is it worth applying? Should I think about it, as tough as it seemed to be admitted if you were in the class of 2010? We tried to give you that context so you could see who was admitted this last year. I remind you that we shared with you averages of the admitted incoming freshman class. Those were averages, not minimums or requirements. However, let the admissions committee make the decision on whether you're admissible. Don't talk yourself out of it. Many students were pleasantly surprised by their admissions decision, and that's because the committee looked at every piece in that admissions pie. I encourage you to apply. Apply for admission to Brigham Young University. Let the committee make a decision on whether you're admissible.
Hey, did you know there are over 8 million items in this library, including 3.3 million books, 27,000 journals, 1 million photographs and prints, 3 million microfilms, and more than 200,000 maps? That's because at BYU, classes are challenging. But here at the library, they provide the resources for you to study like a scholar. Check it out.
Hello, scholars. Look at your grades. Now look at mine. Now back at your grades, now back to mine. Sadly, they're not like mine. But if you stop studying in a cave and started studying like me, they could be like mine. Look at your shirt. Now back at mine. Look down, back up. Where are you? You're in the library with the man your grades could be like. Did you know that 8 out of 5 dentists say that studying in the library is 6 bajillion times more effective than studying in your shower? Close your eyes. Now open your eyes. Where are you? You're in a beautifully quiet place where you can study. Look at your hand. Now back to me. I have it. It's a laptop with access to bucket loads of library databases. Look again. The laptop is now a celestial sandwich here in the snack zone. Anything is possible when you're in the library. I'm on a cart. Yeah!
Now, we have some recommendations for you during your high school experience. For those of you who are 9th graders to be in high school, make sure you take the right classes. You can see some of them listed here. These are recommendations from the BYU Admissions Committee, not requirements, but recommendations that will help you be most prepared for BYU admissions and for the competitive BYU experience as a student educationally. Some colleges and universities do have course requirements. These are recommendations from BYU to help you be most prepared and for an ACT or SAT in the years to come. For you sophomores, keep your grades high. Maintain a high unweighted high school GPA. Make sure you're taking care of business in the classroom so that your grades continue to excel. In addition, make sure you're getting involved outside the classroom from service and leadership in church, school, and community, and developing your talents beyond the classroom too. For you juniors, in addition to continuing to keep your grades up, taking the right classes, take an ACT and or SAT, we've talked about both tests today, during the spring of your junior year. Also, getting to know your high school counselor is key. They'll play an integral role during the fall of your senior year in helping you obtain transcripts, scholarship applications, admission applications. All of those materials can be expedited because of your relationship with your high school counselor. Now you seniors, that senior year is so important in this college application process. Retake a standardized test in the fall of your senior year, an ACT or SAT, maybe in September or October. And then October 15th is so important at bsmart.com. That's when BYU will release the admissions application, October 15th, for the subsequent year, the following year after your high school graduation, summer or fall of that next year. The application for admission will be released beginning October 15th of your senior year for that next academic year. In addition to starting the application on October 15th, make sure you complete it by our priority admissions deadline of December 1st. Those who meet that December 1st deadline will receive additional consideration in the admissions decision, and they'll receive priority consideration for housing. So get on that application beginning October 15th. Start it, get on it, get it done, get it behind you, and make sure we have everything received electronically or postmarked no later than December 1st. Now, don't confuse this December 1st priority admissions deadline with other types of deadlines you've heard from other colleges or universities. With BYU, December 1st will give you priority consideration or extra consideration in the admissions decision. However, all applicants, regardless of whether they met the December 1st or the February 1st deadline, which I'll touch on in a moment, will be notified about their admissions decision by the end of February. Those who meet that December 1st will get a decision likely 1 to 2 weeks before those who wait till the February 1st deadline. However, those decisions will be sent out in the 3rd or 4th week of February, so not any earlier for the most part. As an FYI, this last year, about 70% of the applicants met that December 1st priority admissions deadline. You'll want to make sure you're a part of that pool who is taking that application deadline of December 1 very seriously to get that extra consideration in the decision. What if you take a December ACT though, or want the fall of your senior year's grades to be received by the admissions committee as well? Make sure you meet that December 1 priority admissions deadline with all of the information on file. And then if you want to send us a December ACT score or the fall of your senior year grades, as long as they're postmarked or received by that February 1st final admissions deadline, we'll view you as an applicant who met December 1, who receives that priority consideration, but who has updated test scores or grades on file. Now, for those of you who for some reason would not be able to meet that December 1st, you're certainly welcome to meet the February 1st admissions deadline. You just know that it won't get you that priority or additional consideration, nor will it give you that priority for on-campus housing. However, February 1st not only serves as the final admissions deadline, but as the scholarship deadline. So feel free to complete the scholarship application by February 1st.